Alright guys, Pedro here, SOC. I have been a camera operator, Steadicam operator, and gimbal operator for a long time. And a lot of people know me as the Steadicam Segway operator. But it's, I'm doing a lot more with Cinemil, my company these days. And so I've decided to put up my Segway, hands-free Segway kit up for sale. Now, it is a complete package. And as you saw in the video, it has a hard mount so that you can mount your Steadicam arm. You can take that off, and then that's how I set it up for gimbal use, because you don't need the post on the side, the hard mount post. It's a full package, and I'm going to go over everything that you would be included with the purchase price. And starting off with, we have here a custom-made InnerSpace Road case, and one of the features that we built into it is an external plug-in port. So we have an electrical box on the inside that allows you to keep the Segway batteries charging or charged while you're storing it. And so with the Segway, the batteries cost $2,000 on the Segway. So you don't want to store it not on charge, because the batteries could go flat. So this is why we built in the power port onto the side of the road case. And so you just it's just a traditional twist lock, and the face comes off. Just gonna set that down. And so what we have here is this strap, which you can secure in this loop here if you want. And then we have a very cool loading ramp built into the case. And if you come in here, you'll see we have the Segway currently plugged in to our electrical outlet. And so of course we want to take that off right now. And so in here, normally I put my hard mount kit on the bottom like this, and then I will take whatever other optional tire I want to take with me, and it fits. You can get 2 tires in there, right? So actually let me show you what that looks like. So as you can see, you can fit the Segway, 1 set of optional tires, and the hard mount, and I have a little box of AKS that I throw in there as well. So that's how the InnerSpace, custom-made InnerSpace Road case works. And one of the nice things about this is you can use it to ship it across the country. We've done jobs for ESPN, and we've had to put this on a semi-truck, or if you're going to do international job, I have used this to ship it as heavy freight. And it protects your Segway while transporting. So that's the InnerSpace Road case. Next thing I might as well talk about is my package here comes with 3 sets of tires, and every tire has a hub. So this is something that you have to get extra, or else you have to switch the hub when you switch the rim. So I have everything set up that you can just put whatever tire you want immediately. So every set of tire has hubs ready to go. There is a couple of tools included so that you can take the nuts off that hold the wheel, and the lug wrenches. And of course there is also 2 remote controls that is essentially the key for the Segway and the dashboard. But so back to the tires. So they all have hubs, and so we have 3 kinds. The tire that's on the Segway down here right now, that's the skinny tire. That is used for asphalt or any sort of hard surface. This tire will give you the best miles per gallon, so to speak, the best range, electrical range, because they're the hardest, they're the narrowest. It gives you the most feel and control. It's probably the tire I use the most, and it's the most narrowest tire. So next up we have the turf tire, is what I call it. Essentially it has a very lightweight tread pattern, so almost like a passenger car tire. And we use this on grass mostly. If you're doing football coverage or PGA golf like we were, you're not allowed to tear up the turf or damage the turf. So the ATV style tires would damage the turf. So this is where we would use the sort of what I call the turf tires, but basically it's a less aggressive pattern that doesn't dig into the grass. And most importantly, though, they're pretty large, big sidewall, so they give you a good amount of cushion, which can be desirable on certain surfaces, in cobblestone roads or stuff like that. Lastly, we have the big, what I call the ATV tire, the all-terrain tire, the off-road tire. It is a bigger diameter, and I run it with a lot less air pressure, so that it gives me a lot more flotation and suspension. And as you can see here, it's a very aggressive tread pattern, so it hooks up in the dirt. And you can still see the little hairs on the tire. This is the one I've used the least. You can see here it's barely worn. So the tire is in really good condition, as is the turf tire. It's barely worn in. The tire I use the most is the one that's on the Segway, and there's still very good, healthy tread pattern on that tire, although it is showing more wear than the other two sets. So you get 3 sets of tires with the hubs included, so all you have to do is take the lug nuts off and swap to whatever tire you want to use. The next thing is the hard mount. So this is actually the hands-free conversion kit. So normally for you to do this, you have to buy a Segway, which comes with a big handlebar. Then you got to take all that off, and then you got to order a conversion kit from this guy in Europe that makes it, and it's the hands-free conversion kit. Part of the conversion kit is this adjustable side post. So this bolts on to the load-carrying fender, and then this can adjust up and down. And then there's a socket block, a Steadicam arm socket block. So this will ride right here on the Segway, and you can attach your Steadicam arm like you saw in the intro video, and that you can adjust the socket block right there. So that allows you to hard mount a Steadicam arm. So that's that right there. Actually, let me pull the Segway out. This right there. Okay. Boom. And so, actually, let me get the key right here. And I can talk a little bit more about the Segway. So you just hit the key fob. You'll hear it spin up the gyros. And right now, if you let go, it'll fall over. But as soon as you step on it, it activates. And you can then roll backwards and forwards and turn. So it's a lean steer. So all you got to do, you just lean left, and it turns left with your knees, almost like you're skiing. And you know, you've all seen a Segway, so you know how it works. The only difference is there's no handlebar. So basically, to go over, once it's activated, you can actually step off, and it'll try to balance itself. But although it will try to go in a certain direction, you can do step-off shots where you midway through the shot you step off with the Segway and go inside of a house, for example. I've done that. So just to go over the hands-free, the modification on the Segway, you have just a fiberglass fender on one side with a lifting handle, right? On the right side, you have the load-carrying fender. So this is a welded aluminum structure with these support beams right here that then the hard mount riser bolts to, and you can adjust that fore and aft and then up and down. And then so if you want to do hard mount Steadicam, this is the main modification for the hands-free kit. Here on the side I have a little accessory pouch, and I just keep some of the most used tools that I might need on set to make a quick adjustment in between takes. I also keep a spare battery for the key, and sometimes I put my spare key in here as well. And so going up here, there is a crank right here, and so you can adjust fore or aft. See, so it's moving forward right now, and then it's moving backwards. So, and then using these, you can also adjust the leg pads. So that's the leg control section. So you can move this forward and afterwards. This depends on what you're doing, depends on your body type, and all sorts of things like that. So next up, we have the Segavator is what it's called. So this is how you would carry your Segway to set if you're not using the road case. So the Segavator, simply put, you just ride the Segway up. This is not supposed to be on there, but just for illustrative purposes, this goes mounted to your vehicle, 2-inch hitch receiver. You ride the Segway up on this and come around on this side. You can see here there's 2 switches. There is you can turn the little light on, and then this actually lifts the Segway up off the ground up into the travel position. So it's a little elevator, and then the Segway moves up. Or then if you get to set and you want to drop it down on the ground, you push that down and the Segway drops down. So essentially this is a way for you to carry your Segway on the back of your vehicle. So if you have an SUV like I do, you can put this into the hitch on the SUV, ride your Segway into it, raise it up off the ground, secure it down with ratchet straps. And there's actually a built-in inverter. You can show it up close here. There's a built-in inverter right there, and so you can actually charge your Segway on the way to set or on the way to the next location. So that is pretty much it. We're going to cut in here a second showing the Segavator doing its job, but basically the Segway is an amazing tool for you to do any sort of camera work. You can even do handheld on here. It's extremely sensitive. It goes up to 12 miles an hour. The charge lasts for about 21 miles on these tires on asphalt. The lower pressure you run, the less range you're going to have because there's more resistance. The other thing is if you're going up a lot of hills, it's going to use more battery life. But it also has regenerative braking. So if you're having to brake a lot, it actually generates electricity as you're braking. The last little thing I wanted to bring up is I actually have 2 spare batteries that unfortunately kind of went flat recently. So these batteries I am going to send out to the Segway dealership, and they're going to try to revive them. But so there still might be a chance for life for that. But anyways, whatever happens, that's going to be included in the kit. But basically, you saw the opening sequence. You can see all the great things you can do with this kit. This is my basic walk around on everything that's included. You get the Segavator, you get the HandsFree Segway, you get a spare set of possibly dead batteries, you get the InnerSpace custom-made travel case, and you get a total of 3 sets of tires, off-road, turf, and on-road, and two keys / key fobs, and a couple of tools and a couple other little accessories. So that's it, guys. I accept most forms of credit cards, although obviously I prefer cash or check or wire transfer, and PayPal is okay also. Anyways, call me, we'll figure out a payment, and preferably local pickup is preferred, but we can ship this freight anywhere in the world.